Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the owner and founder of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and if you receive a lot of value from this video, please like it, share it, subscribe to our channel, and please visit www.personaldevelopmentschool.com for any online courses that we have coming up, in-person courses, all kinds of content, videos, tools, worksheets, all kinds of amazing stuff. So today I want to talk about how we experience reality and a big part of the reason that we suffer. And if you don't already know this, this is super important. So we don't experience reality as reality. We experience reality through a filter of our previously stored subconscious associations. So what this means really is that we're not seeing reality as it is currently in the present. We're seeing reality through our built-up set of systems and beliefs that we have about all the different things we're experiencing moment to moment, and that built up filtering system of beliefs and past experiences and emotional associations is all coming from the past. So that might sound like, oh, okay, cool, that's interesting, but this has a huge impact on so many different things. So let's use an analogy. Let's say that you take two men, and let's say these two men have different beliefs about women. Let's say there's Tom and Jack. Let's say Tom has always been really close to women, has a lot of female friends, was very close to his mother and his sisters, and has a really healthy marriage or a long-lasting relationship. And let's say Jack has had a lot of negative experiences with women, and they're unresolved, and he's got some core wounds around women. Let's say his mother left, and let's say that he always fought with his sisters, and let's say that he had some failed relationships, and let's say his beliefs as a result of some of those experiences happen to be that he doesn't trust women, and he thinks women are manipulative, or he thinks they'll leave, and sort of these negative fear-based responses or fear-based beliefs. You can take Tom and Jack and you can walk them into a conference room full of women, and they can stand at the door of that conference room and not even go in and interact and talk to the women, or not even do anything, but just stand at the door and see it. And, you know, the first man with his positively oriented beliefs might go, wow, this is nice, and be open and have this sort of dopamine and serotonin response elicited, or oxytocin, and he's ready to bond. And the second man might have a whole bunch of cortisol flowing and stress and tense sort of feelings in his body, and fear or anger, hostility. Like, this could manifest in a whole bunch of different ways, of course, according to how that person stored his negative experiences and how those are popping up in that moment based on the associations or beliefs he's seeing about his current reality. So this is a good example of how we don't see reality as reality. We see it through a filter of our previously stored subconscious associations. So what does this really mean? Well, you know, like, what is the importance of this? You could think of it as. So what's really important about this is that from every experience we have, our brain tends to form some kind of belief system. And this usually happens in two ways, internal and external. So let's say we take the second man, Jack, and let's say, you know, when his mother left, he formed an internal belief that said, I am unworthy of love. And let's say he formed an external belief that said, women always leave and I can't trust them to stay. And let's say another one was also, women can't be trusted, period. When Jack starts building close relationships or walks into a room where he's overwhelmed with how many women there are, you know, what that's doing is actually poking on that subconsciously stored belief. And here's how this is working. Beliefs create thoughts. Okay, so let's use another analogy. If I believe that people don't like me and I walk into a room full of people, I start having thoughts like, oh, that person's judging me. Oh, watch out for that person. Oh, those people are staring at me. What's going on? And so I have like all these sort of scattered thought processes that come from that belief. And this is my brain sort of ruminating or rambling on as sort of an attempt to create emotional feedback so I can protect myself, because again, the brain is wired for survival, not happiness per se. So that belief creates thoughts. Thoughts create emotions. Okay, emotions. So let's again say people don't like me. I have all these thoughts about people judging me when I walk into the room, etc. I have all these negative feelings because of that, stress responses, sadness, wariness, wanting to disconnect, overwhelmment, maybe whatever the person's individual emotional patterns are. And those emotions are made up of neurochemical reactions. So if I have negatively oriented beliefs, the vast majority of my beliefs happen to be negative because of a lot of traumas I went through as a child, or because of a lot of negative experiences I had in my life, and or a lot of high expectations I had, and things didn't quite go as planned, or for any massive umbrella of reasons. My beliefs create those thoughts create emotions. Those emotions are made up of neurochemical reactions. And neuroscience has now proven, a neuroscientist named Antonio Damasio has proven that all decisions we make are actually emotional at their core, at the tipping point of the emotion. People who think they're very logical or rational thinkers are good at making an emotional decision and then quickly rationalizing or justifying through logic. But at their tipping point, those decisions we make are all based on emotions. So think about the magnitude and the impact of how your beliefs are affecting you. And I like to think of it this way. I like to use the analogy that we're sort of driving through life and we have our car windshield. And as we go through negative experiences in our lives and we don't have the tools to emotionally process them or to cope with them, they sort of become these like mud splats on our windshield. And, we can't really get them off. It's like the windshield wiper is not quite strong enough to work through this kind of mud splat. Or we don't have the right windshield wiper really because we don't have the right tools in a way. So we start collecting all these splats of mud and we start to become in this, emotionally based, foggy, unclear version of reality. And all of those beliefs, which are the mud splats, start to clog our reality filter. And what healing really is about cleaning that reality filter out and equilibrating or reprogramming those core wounds that are showing up as mud splats on our windshield wiper, or on our windshield, not windshield wiper. And this is how transformation really starts and finishes. And again, all of these, something that's really important that I didn't mention is that your subconscious mind stores all of the memories you have. And it stores all of those memories with all the emotion of those experiences in them. So all of those memories are colored with all the emotion from the time, which is based on your perception of that experience. And healing means going back, bringing up those subconsciously stored memories, going in, digging into, it's like opening a wound to salt it, and then sort of recalibrating those in a way by shifting your perception, forming new associations that help to equilibrate all the negatives, sort of seeing what came out of that on those painful experiences on the other side, how you learned, or what you learned, how you grew, what you were forced to let go of it that no longer served, how you became stronger, how you developed more empathy, how these experiences taught you to connect with others. There's a million different pieces to this, but we have to be able and willing to open our wounds in order to salt them so they can properly heal, or clean your windshield with the proper windshield wipers and cleaner, so that we can progress properly in our lives, and especially so that we are not just seeing reality through this filter of previously stored experiences and going about our lives reacting to the same emotions we're reliving because we're seeing reality through that filter of those previously stored emotions, right? Like imagine this, if I go into the world believing people don't like me, and I keep projecting that out there, I keep just reliving and then thus recreating, because those beliefs eventually lead to actions, recreating those same core experiences that just further reinforce those clogs in my filter or splots on my windshield, however you want to think of it. And so it is so important for us to actually acknowledge what those things are, retrieve them, isolate them, and then transform them. And that's, again, what proper healing is. So I want everybody to know that for the vast majority of our lives, we are actually reacting and responding to the same set of experiences intrinsically. We tend to relive the same core emotions that we experience in a pattern. Like I'll see sometimes clients who, on an ongoing basis feel trapped, helpless, and powerless, and quite enjoy their alone time, for example. And then I'll see another client who hates their alone time and feels lonely and afraid and worried and anxious and really lives in pain in that set of emotions. and, you know, never feels trapped and helpless and powerless. And this is because we are seeing reality through that filter of the past. And so we're having the same sort of neurochemical experiences. We're taking the same habitual actions occurring in different forms. We're experiencing the same set generally of beliefs and recurring thoughts. I think the statistic is out of 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, we re-experience the same 50,000 thoughts on average. So you're just basically going through living in these perpetual patterns, but you don't recognize it because you're judging your external environment instead of connecting to and understanding your intrinsic environment, being able to notice these things and actually transform them. So this is super important work to do. Please check out my videos on reprogramming. Check out future videos about reality filtering and how to clean out your reality filter. And again, I hope you got a lot of value from this video. I know this was a lot of information, but thank you so much for watching. And again, please like, share, subscribe to this channel, and check out www.personaldevelopmentschool.com. Thank you so much.